How's it going, fam? Grand Rising. Hopefully, you guys are having a good day. Today, I'll be doing a reading for the zodiac sign Pisces. Welcome back to the channel. This is Eddie Star Tarot. You guys, today, I was supposed to do this reading yesterday, but this is a continuation. I still will be doing your guys' daily read, but I'm going to start dedicating my Fridays to helping you guys with more of a spiritual read. And I'll be using two oracles to do that. I'm going to be using the Secret Language of Light, and I'm going to be using the White Light Oracle. And the reason why I'm doing this, you guys, is because I feel like it is a highly important process of not only being of service to others, but to giving back, but helping people to go through the ascension process, go through the processes that someone took me through once upon a time ago, right? Also, the guidance in my story is something that's huge here as well. And I'm going to actually, before I start my read, for every one of these zodiacs, I'm telling my story. And so I want you guys to know a little bit about myself, so you guys know where I come from, and I know that there's going to be people that are attracted to my channel that need to hear my story. And my story is very important because of the adversity that I've overcome within the aspects of my life. My story starts out, you guys, with my childhood. I grew up in a very, very abusive home. I witnessed domestic violence as well as child neglect, negative people, alcoholism, drug addicts, severe physical abuse, mental abuse, spiritual abuse. The unfortunate thing, you guys, is I went from 3 households, and a lot of the similar things happened with me within those households. And what that did for me in my early childhood is transform me into a person who was angry, mad at God, mean, fearful, doubtful. It created a person that was afraid. I was afraid of everyone and everything, and I was mad. I felt like God had given me a bad hand, right? One of the things that I said in a lot of the reads before is that I had learned how to cope in certain ways, but I was living in survival mode. But being in survival mode is, you guys, it's not living. And when someone had told me that you're in survival mode, you're not living life, it hit hard. I remember I was mad about it, but it had changed something within me when I heard it. Let's fast forward to my early 20s, because my early 20s was like to me, was the nail in the coffin. It was like the last stand of, I would say, this process of being in my ego and being in pride. When I was in the military, just the experience of there was good things as well, like discipline and stuff like that, but it was just being in that state of hypervigilance, being in a state where other people were constantly downplaying you, constantly telling you what to do. And then going to Afghanistan and being in war, IEDs and stuff like that, exacerbating the PTSD that I believe that I had in childhood. It just really brought this to me, it drained me of what I had, whatever that energy I had left. It literally, it just took way too much out of me. And so after that, you guys, I feel like I succumbed to my coping mechanisms, and my mechanism that I found at the age of 15 was alcohol and drugs. Drugs it came much later, but it was an evolutionary process, right? One of the things too here to be said is that I believe that in my early childhood, people had saw that I was different, or that I had something within me, and I feel as though that they tried to dim my light, and they were very successful at it. I wasn't brought up in a situation where I can shine my light, or I wasn't brought in a process where I can honor my gifts, my abilities, and so I never really did that in my life. It wasn't until now, so let's fast forward to the age of 33. Now, one of the notes with my story is that I was in this I've been in the process where I tried to get help before, but I had never done it for myself. Help meaning rehab, right? It was one of the things it was like that looming thing that I always knew that I needed to do, but I never wanted to do it because there's no way that I could live without that drink, right? That was one of the things that I had an issue with. And I don't know if I said it before, but I'll just say it now, is that when I first had the drink, to me, when I first drank, it took away all the pain. It took away all the sorrow, the fear, the guilt. And what it did for me, I remember saying the moment I had felt that first buzz was, how the hell did I ever live without this? And how can I ever go forward without living without it? That is the alcoholic. That definition right there explains the alcoholic completely. So I already had the mental state of an alcoholic. It was only a matter of time until I drank, right? So I've battled with it my whole entire life. And so at the end, you guys, I've literally had to ride it till the wheels fell off. I was homeless. I didn't have anything left. I had burned every bridge at that point in my life, being at the age of 33. And I had to get to this point where I was knocked down to my knees. I call this the bottom of the barrel. It was the lowest of the low. I guess Spirit agrees with me. Honking the horn, that's confirmation. I have to sneeze. So I got to this point where I'd just given up, and I said, you know what, I'm going to just give this a full try, and I'm going to really give it a try, and it worked. Go figure that this program worked when you actually really need to work it. But I had to get to that place where I had deteriorated my life. It dissolved into this place of where my body was struggling. I was sick all the time. Like I said before, it's like all I had was one pair of shoes, a pants, and a shirt. Barely had a working phone, but I'd lost my wallet, all my documentation, all my other clothes because of what I was doing at that time period, right? After I got sober January 20th of 2020, 6 months later, I had the spiritual awakening, and that's when this whole process started for me, you guys. It started this new trajectory in my life, and it was a beautiful process. I love it, and that's why I do what I do. I love teaching other people. I love telling my story now. Of course, there was a lot of healing. There was the dark night of the soul, which I believe I was going through way before I had this sobriety or before the spiritual awakening. But I had been I would actually been holding off on healing because I was drinking. So that was the first process with it, right? Let's get into your guys' read. Now you know a little bit about me, why I do what I do. Let's hear about you guys, though. Pisces. So, Spirit, what do we have for Pisces today? We have healing. Wow, I just talked about that. Healing, right? That's beautiful. Spirit, what else do we have for Pisces? Thank you. We have soul love. This is a deep read already. And you guys are my last reading in the series, so I'm going to take my time. We have grounding and channeling. All right, guys. So, and I do believe that you guys are going through this very transformative process right now. And I'll tell you this, it's because of the first two cards that are coming out, soul love and healing. Pisces, this process right now, I feel like how I was telling you in my story, the healing process. And I'll explain it like this. One of the hard things when we're in the dark night of the soul is that we recognize that that we've been living, I call it like living in this place where we are in the matrix. When we go through this awakening process, we figure out that we've been doing things that weren't so good for our soul, wasn't so good for our body, right? For me, it was the drinking. For me, it was sex. For me, it was relationships, codependency, in all aspects of it, right? I feel like where the shift happened for me is that I recognized that, wait a minute, I'd been wounded my whole life from the beginning, and I had taken that and had made that I made it my creed to hurt and take from others because of that. And not steal, like actually steal from them, but steal energy or control people, manipulate people. I was using my gifts and wielded it as pain for others. I became a karmic for others because of what I was taught. And it's not to blame the people in my beginning story, my origin story. I had to take full accountability for where I was at that point. That is the most difficult part about the dark night of the soul. You recognize that you have a dark part of yourself, and that the things that happened to you, you brought into that childhood stuff or whatever pain that you've gone through, you now inflict that pain on others. It's very difficult to come to that place of accountability. Well, when you do, that is the true essence of healing. That is the work that I'm talking about. That's what we talk about with shadow work. One of the things, you guys, I have to do all the time is I have these recurring negative thoughts, intrusive thoughts about the people that hurt me. Like sometimes I think about like, damn, I wish that person would get what they did to me, right? But that is a negative vibration. That lowers my vibration. I have to, sometimes even when I'm like going through struggle or stress, I have to continuously nourish my soul. I have to continuously forgive people. I have to continuously ask God for aid and help. That's part of this process. You guys are part of this deep inner cleansing work right now. And one of those ways is, we'll get into it as well, is grounding. You need to ground your energy right now because there's a deep healing that's going on with you, Pisces. You're healing. And what you need to do is show yourself love. And the way that we show our soul love, you guys, is that we have to honor ourselves. You have to know this. There's no wrong. That you might have done things that are wrong in the past and may not forgive yourself, but you're always accepted in the kingdom of heaven. Right? You're always accepted in God's eyes. You're a child of God, and she wants you to be in this place where you honor yourself. How do you do that? It's very difficult to do, you guys. God has already forgiven you. We know that. We know that to be the case, right? The ascended master or the child of God, who is our brother, is Yeshua, Jesus Christ. He's already taught us this in the Bible, right? And I'm not talking about, you guys, I'm religious. No. In spirituality, Yeshua is an ascended master. He teaches us compassion, empathy, love in its best vibration, unconditionally loving another person, even though he had to be sacrificed, right? And I'm not talking about dogma. I'm not talking about that systematic programming lesson. No, I'm talking about he was a prime example of what unconditional love is. If you really read the Bible, you'll see that Yeshua, what he was trying to teach was something that was spiritual. In order to get back to the kingdom of God, he said that you have to be that of a child. What is that? The innocence of a child, right? That love, that compassion that you have for yourself. You have to understand that there's this dark part about you. There's this light part about you. But going from this place, you have to let go and release those negative vibrations, Pisces. You have to be in this place where you honor yourself. There's no wrong thing that you've done in your past that can't be forgiven. You're always going to be accepted. You are the most perfect person that you are right now. You will always be perfect. You'll always that realization will come to you. Let's see. I am going to read the meaning for soul love because I'm being guided to. You guys are going through this very transformative healing space right now. And God, I just want you to know that there's a team around you. There's a guidance team. They're your passed over loved ones, which are ancestors. Maybe even old ancestors, 10 generations before. It could be the guardian angels. It could be the archangels. It just depends, whoever you resonate with. Those beings are around you, continuously trying to give you love. One of the things that I say to others is that the angels, they have to abide by God's law. And one of God's laws is giving human beings free agency. The ability to choose whether or not that these angels can intervene on our behalf. If you guys we invoke prayer, right? One of the things that's beautiful is that you can invite the angels in your life to help you to transmute and heal this energy. I'll give you an example. Today I was feeling fear and anxiety and stress and worry about finances. And that is impeding and blocking my ability to be my best and highest self for you guys when I'm reading. because I'm thinking about financial restraints or constraints. So I continuously have to ask my angels to intervene on my behalf, and I'm going to teach you how to do it. I say, spirit team or angels, can you please intervene on my behalf and help me to transmute and heal the energies of worry, stress, and anxiety in regards to my financial situation or my finances? Can you please intervene now, please and thank you. And what I just did right now, I just asked my team to come help me out. And they are always there to help you. They want to see you guys ascend. There is literally guides around you who are assigned just for you, because that's how beautiful you are. You are made in God's image. God wants you to be your highest self. But in order to know your highest self, you need to know thyself. You need to know who you are. So let's get into it. It says, unconditional love. You are clear, pure love. Nothing from the past will block your dreams. Your future will be nothing like what it's been before. You are at the center of the universe, looking outward through your experiences. When you look out in balance, you are seeing through love and will experience many variations of love. Make love your purpose. Find it wherever you can. If you begin to introduce anything to your world that does not feel like love, shift your awareness, your energy, or your eyes until you return back to love. Become so devoted to your purpose of love that no one will sway you from it. Unconditional love is not about tolerating or diminishing yourself to make another feel good. These are conditional actions that will make you feel less than or resentful. If you're trying to believe something that is not your truth, it will feel awful because you are not in agreement with your soul. Your job is to feel balanced in every moment. If you can't, go easy on yourself, as it's just a sign that you're yet to love something about yourself. That's beautiful. And we have two cards here, you guys. Pisces, it is the channeling card and the grounding. I'm going to get to the grounding card first. With the grounding card, you guys, this is talking about grounding your energy. A lot of the times when we're healing, you guys, we can get into our mind space. We can make things bigger than what they are. It is not to deny that what you're feeling isn't real, but when we're in the vibration of pain, and we're in the vibration of what's happened to us in the past, it can overwhelm us. It can exhaust you. I equate this, you guys, to the feeling of being angry. Angry being a secondary emotion, which is terrible because we're not even getting to the root of the problem when we're angry. It's just anger is a band-aid. Anger is a coping mechanism. Anger is a band-aid to what is the true problem. A lot of the times because we're sad or we're feeling hurt, the core issue is, what is it reminding us of? When we start to, that is the healing work, you guys. That is the shadow work. When we start to recognize what are the core issues there. A lot of my core issues come back to neglect, abandonment, my mommy or my daddy not loving me enough, or me not feeling validated, right? Those things are continuously, I'm trying to find my mom's love in another woman. I'm continuously trying to find my validation in a leader or a man or someone else's opinion, or I'm defensive because it's in my abusive dad, or it's some man who's trying to get in my face, so I'm going to show who's boss now, right? But all those things are distortions, is deterrents to me walking my path, walking my truest self, right? So oftentimes I have to ground myself. How do we ground ourselves? This goes with the concept, you guys, that we are the earth, that we are born in this reality and we're going to die and go back to it, right? We get buried back into the earth. Why is that? We're giving back to Mother Gaia. As we sit here on the earth, Mother Gaia is recording us. She's taking care of us. She's loving us. With that being said, what is that? That tells us some things. When we go back to nature, we go back to ourselves. We honor ourselves by honoring her. So the way that you can ground yourself is, I always tell you guys, go hug a tree. That shit is real. The vibrations under a tree can relax you, put you in a state where you feel love. Getting barefoot and walking on the grass. There are meditations where you can tap back into the core of Mother Gaia, anchoring yourself back into Mother Gaia. Mother Gaia has a loving frequency. It's called the Schumann resonance. She vibrates and sings a song, just like we sing a soul song. She has a soul song that we can tune into, that grounds our energy, that shows us our love, right? That resonance, Schumann resonance, you can go find that on YouTube. There are channels that you can go listen to that frequency and do meditations on it. One of the ways to ground, but if we go back to nature, we can ground our energy. There's also the 1 through 3 meditation, or the 1 through 10 meditation. I think it's called the Pillar of Light activation is what I'm getting here. He will guide you. Go do it. I promise you. I love this meditation. You are a tree that grounds back into the earth, and you anchor yourself into the core of Mother Gaia, and then you expand and move into the universe, the higher self, and then you expand your consciousness, and then you vibrate that love, the universal love, which is God, back into the earth, and you're giving back as you guys are grounding your energy. It's a beautiful place to be at. So go look up those meditations, the 1 through 3, 10 meditation, or the Pillar of Light activation. I promise you'll get a lot from it. But grounding yourself right now is the truest thing that you need to do. Healing and grounding and showing yourself this love. Self-love, self-care is huge. Spiritual hygiene. Go check up spiritual hygiene. And I promise you guys are going to get some good shit. Self-love is huge for you right now. And channeling. You're doing all this, you guys, to be your best channel. Maybe you guys are readers. Maybe you guys are energetic readers. Maybe you guys are you guys are into Reiki. Maybe you guys are card readers. It just depends. But I'm feeling that you guys are one of the strongest Pisces, strongest conduits to God. A conduit. What are you a conduit of? The information that you receive when you fully heal, you'll possibly have God talking to you. You'll possibly have the angels, the archangels. You're going to channel ascended masters, maybe even Yeshua, right? You're going to be able to channel these beings and you're going to be able to teach and heal other people. What they want you to concentrate before you become this beautiful I think you're already a channeler. But you guys are going to get into this place where you guys are truly healed. You're showing yourself some beautiful love, self-love. Make sure to ground your energy, you guys. I'm going to leave the reading right there. That's been beautiful so far. I have to get to your guys' daily reads. You guys, I love this. I'm going to do this every Friday. You guys reciprocate the energy. Give me a thumbs up if you like this video. Make sure to subscribe. There's other people that need to hear this. Help my channel to grow. Share my videos. I will catch you guys in today's daily read. It's been a magical read, you guys. I love you, Pisces, and I'll catch you guys later.